It's better. Really, the first day of school wasn't, I mean.
We were faster by 30 minutes.
Yeah, the first day last year and this year was 30-minute difference. So.
We were running like.
We're about 3:45. We were getting out last year, right? On the first day? Yeah.
About 45 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's
better.
And compare that to a decade ago when we were not getting home till 5:30-ish, 6.
So yeah.
Better.
We get buses out right at 3.
I get it.
Yeah.
Just
So,
getting all the kids lined up in the right.
and just really trying to make sure the students are, getting out on the right side of the vehicle where they're not going off the other side into traffic, and really making sure parents are letting their students off there. So
Teachers connecting riders to the right parents' vehicle.
Yeah.
It's a little learning curve.
yeah, it is, but I think it's progress and it's going well.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Tell City Junior Senior High School.
Off to a great start. Can I stand back here? Because I was told the last couple times I come up, it's like I'm shouting into the camera.
No, you're more welcome.
Come
on.
Just keep shouting?
Yeah.
All right, we'll do that. No, we're off to a great start. We have implemented some small changes that we're going to actually talk about throughout the school year, so I'm not going to bore you with that tonight. But I honestly, all I want to do tonight is just give a couple shout outs to some people that are kind of under the scenes that don't really get the recognition. And I know they would say the exact same for these people, but like our custodians who got this place ready, we had so much construction. We still have construction going. We're going to continue to have construction going, but this place looked fantastic for day one. And then I cannot understate how tough that for our bus drivers, how tough these first 2 days are. It is wild. And for them, it's just super stressful, right? I mean, they on their buses have 60 of the most important, precious packages that anybody can imagine that they have to get home in a timely, safe manner. And they're juggling all these different things, trying to figure out where to go, who's home, who's picking kids up, and the radio's going wild and crazy. And it's a lot. It's a lot, but they've done a phenomenal job of getting kids home in a safe, quick manner. And I can't thank them enough for that. And then lastly, especially for our building, like our guidance department, I know how late they've been staying up, or even over Schweitzer Fest, just trying to nail things in. We try by our 5th school day, which was today, to have our schedule done. But they work really hard to make sure that all those changes and updates are done before we get to this point. So there's a lot of after hours things going on that make this whole thing work and seem seamless. And honestly, there are people that don't always get the thanks and the credit they deserve. So that's where I'm at. I wanted to share that with you guys, and thank you for your support so far. Thank you guys.
Thank you for recognizing those schools, those who don't get recognized enough. Report from the County Redevelopment Commission. That would be me. We'll let you guys know that about a year and a half ago, I had requested about $130,000+ from excess TIF funds. We requested them for soccer parking lot.
Mm-hmm.
We had requested all new access control. The present access control in both buildings is exceeding 15 years old. It's no longer supported. It's PC based, and we're going to switch to cloud based, which is what everything is today. And then we requested funds for the scoreboard in our new gymnasium. We've been kicking this can down the road for a year and a half. Lively discussions among the redevelopment commission, and there are some things that I wasn't aware of that are going on with some of them funds, and I want to let you guys know that I dropped our request for that $130,000. I think it's probably in our best interest. I talked to John about it. Some of the things we're going to be able to fund, some of them we're not. Maybe next year we can do that. So I wanted to let you guys know that I'm always pushing for anything we can get for our school. But this time it didn't work. Also, over half the lots at Forest Canton Heights have now been sold. The RDC does not want to be a lawn mowing contractor until every last lot is sold. When we initially put all the lots up, had about a year and a half to build. We are going to put it out again to the public and to all of the contractors. And I know some of the contractors that I personally spoke with didn't think they could get it done in that time because we had so much work going on. We're going to extend that possibly up to 3 years and put the lots back out there. Remember, it's a lot with every public utility on it and paved road for $15,000. So we got like 12 lots left, and we would just like to get out of the business and go ahead and turn them lots over to the public, hopefully sell them all. So if you know anybody's interested, that will be coming up soon, that offer with an extended time frame. So that's all I got from the last RDC meeting. Next up, do we have communications from the public? No. Consent agenda, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Thank you, Ross. Is there any discussion on this? If there is none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Old business, none. New business.
Up first, we have some recommendations for William Tell Elementary School. Misty Conan as cook. On-target supervisors, Stephanie Goen and Chelsea Newman. Homebound instructor is Neitha Story. Kyrie M. and Summer DuPont as student helpers for On Target. Most of these background checks are still in process at this time. Misty's is complete, and she's actually been here cooking for us since we started. The 2 junior high school students don't require background checks because they're still in high school, and Neitha is a staff member. So I recommend the approval of these folks, pending their background check.
Commissioner Arnold, do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the William Tell Elementary hires
Thank you, Hannah. Any discussion on it?
pending background check.
If there is none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carries 5-0. Pell City Junior Senior High School.
Just a few recommendations here. Chloe Carmen as high school student council sponsor, Chelsea Kleeman as after-school parking lot supervisor, and a special education nurse in Vina McCann. And Vina has also been working since day one to help some of our students with disabilities and riding a special needs bus. So that one's retroactive back to first. Her background check is on file. It was there before she started working. So ask for your approval on those folks today.
Those are background checks. We have 2 because
They're current employees.
Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to accept all 3 of them as a group.
Larry. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Athletics.
Emerson Hesley for volunteer junior high volleyball coach. Cassie Harpenow, freshman volleyball coach. 7th grade boys basketball assistant coach and Brett Wright. Freshman boys basketball coach Caden Chestnut. And 2 varsity volunteer assistant football coaches in Nigel Kaiser and Chris Schaefer. The freshman boys is not a spot that we typically have. We haven't had it for a decade plus.
It's been a while.
It's been a hot minute. We have 27-ish freshman boys right now that we can run a full freshman ball schedule with. So that recommendation stays on the coaching list, and it's if numbers allow. So this year numbers allow. So we're recommending that Caden take that over.
I have a motion.
I make a motion to approve all of them as a group.
Thank you, Larry. Any discussion? Nice to see that many students.
Yeah.
There is. Larry's made a motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Washington, D.C. Spring 2027.
It's our annual trip, and this is based on 90 attendees from Taylor Tours. Looking at a total of $1,078. That's up about $20, $24 from the previous year. We ask for the board's approval on that. Of course, we're also going to do the fundraisers and make sure that we get covered people that work towards it and want to get covered.
The cost breakdown is based on 90 attendees.
Yes.
More or less does the price go.
This is where we're at. So, I mean, if we were 84 or 92, it's also dependent on the seats on the bus. So there's a fixed limit we can't take.
I mean, if we only have like 70 going, are they going to charge more per person?
Have they in the past?
They do. It's a super small number, but we're able to kind of make the numbers work for us. I mean, our goal is never to upcharge parents later. because of the lack. Because that's our fear. That's not fair.
Typically, by the time we get to that point, we know who's going.
Yes.
So,
Is 90 for students, parents, and chaperones?
yes, that's the whole group.
Considering the inflation is only a $24 raise on over $1,000, it's not bad.
Not a terrible increase, though. It's probably more than that in fuel, to be honest with you.
Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to accept or approve the cost for the DC trip.
Ross. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. William Tell Elementary Handbook Update.
There are just a few little minor updates to the William Tell handbook. You see under the lunch program, they changed the wording as to where the students would store their lunch boxes. Changed the time for the morning announcements back to 8 a.m. on page 9 and corrected the table of contents. So we're asking for your approval on those changes. Was there anything else? Thank you.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the WTE handbook updates.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. GPA calculation update.
Staying along those lines, Mr. Hollenden is recommending balancing the grade point calculation using a cumulative GPA bonus model based on the AP classes that some of our students take, and that would add a 0.05 per semester per AP course. And he put a very detailed description in your packets as to why this is necessary to kind of balance things out. So we're asking for your approval on those.
I like that.
Yeah, it makes it much
Is
more.
this something that most schools do?
Starting to. Honestly, I feel like I got my tail between my legs because I came to you guys back in June or July and we talked about changing to where middle school credits don't count towards your GPA. There were some issues that created unfairness by the time they were juniors and seniors with GPA and class rank and all that stuff. This model still allows for those grades to count. The bad part with what we were doing is a lot of our kids were working hard in middle school and they were getting nothing out of it. They weren't building a foundational base, and that's what those kids need when they're young before they get to the really, really hard classes. This model allows kids to take as many classes as they want in any field. They can take summer courses without penalty. I don't want to get to the semantics of it, but our top 5 or 6 kids choose not to do extra classes because it hurts their GPA. An A in a regular class hurts a top 10 kid's GPA, which sounds crazy, but mathematically that's just how it is. It just waters it down a little bit. And this gets rid of that. Our kids can explore, they can do summer stuff, they can do stuff on their own outside, they can do night classes at Ivy Tech without any punishment. It just levels the playing field and makes it equal.
But here, if they take a AP class and get an A, that's going to water down their GPA because they don't get an extra 0.5.
They can do extras on top, whereas they couldn't. We had kids who wouldn't take anatomy and physiology at Ivy Tech because it would take them from 1st to 5th in their class. And that's no matter what they got, And that's a great college class that they were avoiding on purpose because they wanted to play the game. And that game means scholarships and means interest in the colleges. This gets rid of that where these AP classes are just bonus. You just get the bonus on top of everything. It's really weird math. I would love to explain to any of you afterwards because I really like math and I have no problem nerding out with you if you have questions.
So you used to be a math teacher.
But this is what everybody's going to start going to. We honestly had a meeting with Harmony a couple weeks ago, and that's who brought it up. They said, "Why aren't you guys doing this?" This is what everybody's going to. I've never heard of it, so I'm glad we had that meeting and it kind of woke us up on.
Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve the GPA calculation update.
Good discussion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Computer science exemption.
Along those same lines, we have some senior students who plan to enroll in AP Computer Science, but are unable to do so because we went and promoted that teacher to assistant principal. That's not those students' fault, but typically we don't let a student go and take an AP class outside and count it as an AP class because we can't speak to what's being taught content-wise, those kinds of things. We are recommending a 1-year exemption for seniors only that were previously enrolled in Mr. Wire's computer science class to allow them to take a computer science course as they would and have it factor into their GPA as Mr. Wires would have. 1 year only seniors that were enrolled in that class. Basically because it wasn't their fault that we took the teacher and couldn't find a replacement.
We have no one else on our entire staff.
Not that can do the AP.
But we think we will have by next year.
That is our hope with our current teacher who's starting this, her first year of taking orders. You can't do it in your first year.
By next year, you think she'll be ready?
That's the hope, yeah. Again, it's all about fairness. It's not fair to the kids.
Right.
They're trying to take that under.
Good option. Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the computer science exemption.
The teacher's aide and special, the people that are recouping 3.5%, 3% are just taking a little bit of the sting out of it. But I couldn't believe it. So I went back and did 2 months and it is averaging 4.7. What we as business owners are actually paying. But like everything, you up it, it's going to upset that in other people, but we are taking a hit here too on it.
Well, and like I said, it's a choice.
I'd like to give them another option. I'd like the part, will not replace. Being addition to, I mean, there are colleges, you go to the concession stand, you can't even pay cash for
Right.
anything. They don't think. So I don't want to get to that point because we have some fans who don't have credit cards. So
Correct.
years ago, we had somebody who had checking.
No, that's why we don't want to take the cash option away. But we've had enough people ask and say, why don't you let us do credit cards? So we did some work with the State Board of Accounts, and there's actually the next item, if you approve this, is actually the resolution that you guys have to approve to allow us to do this with the State Board of Accounts. So.
He said that spoke to other athletic directors who've recently done this, said their sales go up when they do this.
Really?
Which is interesting that he attributed to parents handing their kid a card and they can get whatever they want rather than $2 or $3
Yeah.
to limit that sale.
$5 doesn't go as far as the MasterCard.
If a family comes there and maybe they don't have $30 cash at the end of the week or something, but they can put it on a credit card. Okay, so
Do I have a motion?
Make a motion to approve it.
Carried. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Modification of coaching stipend.
Up next, Mr. Lyons is recommending to redistribute the junior high coaching stipends for football. There's 2 head coaching positions for this. He wants to remove one of them and distribute it to 3 assistant coaches. He wants to do that with the current funding, so there won't be an additional cost. He's just going to do away with one of the 2 head coaches and then give that to an assistant.
So instead of having a 7th grade head coach and an 8th grade head coach,
Junior high.
one person's going to be head coach for both.
Correct. And then I'll have 3 assistants underneath them.
Is that something a lot of other schools do too?
It's just what I think John and Malin have asked to do, so I brought it to you. It doesn't cost us anything, so if it structures their teams better or they feel it will, then I'm okay with letting them try it.
I feel like this conversation's already been had with the coaches and I'm sure they're okay with it.
Right.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to modify the coaching stipend.
Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
The motion carried 5-0. 1 year JS&S Exceptional Children's Co-op.
So the Exceptional Children's Co-op agreement has been modified to drop from 2 years with an evergreen to 1 year as it is dissolving this year. It remains relatively unchanged with the exception of the removal of some positions that are no longer filled in that agreement, and then the removal of the 2-year evergreen, so that this will be the last year for that co-op. So I recommend the board approve this 1 year agreement with the co-op as we restructure.
Do I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Thank you, Rob. Any other discussion? There is none. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried 5-0. Approval of band volunteers.
We have several band volunteers that are volunteering to help. This is everything from set design to running them out on the field, to traveling to competitions with them. In 25, Indiana law changed regarding volunteers, and it requires full background checks for anybody with ongoing direct contact with students. So we put that to Church in a Lantern and said, does this count? And unfortunately, it's going to. So these band volunteers will have to do a full background check to be in that capacity. So I'm asking you to approve them, and then they will have to go get that background check to actually go and volunteer.
They're gonna get the background check at their cost or our cost.
Either that or the band boosters can pay for them. One of the two things can happen. That's up to them. That's not my that's not my decision to make, but they do have that option.
It's probably a good idea because there's too many things going on that
Right.
anybody has direct contact with kids.
Right.
For liability reasons, I think, to make sure they have it.
Do I have a motion?
I make a motion to approve the band volunteers.
John, what are them background, the full check, we do $100-something bucks.
We're in 35-ish right now.
I'm getting full check?
With an ECPI. It's through the B-check system that we've been using for the last few years.
Maybe we have to get something different though.
But you will see these background checks prior
Yes.
to the volunteers.
Yes, Chris and I talked about that today. They'll have them in place before they go do anything with the band.
Larry made a motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0. Construction update.
A few for you. Melk is substantially done at William Tell. Aside from 3 units that are back ordered, they're not in yet. So that mezzanine has been hooked back up to the new cooling towers, and their hope is to have them in at fall break. But right now the air conditioning is functional. It's just the old mezzanine working with the new cooling towers. Fall break is the planning stage for that. The junior high chillers, we're both up and running.
You said that past 10.
You noticed that too?
I did.
We were both up and running until school started. One of them had a control board fail, the one on the roof. So it's a warranty thing, so they're processing that. No worries there.
It isn't fully under warranty.
It's fully under warranty, yeah. It's just a matter of getting it replaced. Yesterday, the one that is functional, that's cooling us right now, had a sensor go bad and tell it it was -17 out, so you don't need to cool the building. So it got warm in here yesterday. That got fixed this morning, and air conditioning is fine now, so we're good. Just the little hiccups that couldn't have came 2 weeks ago when we didn't have students.
When a sensor goes bad, can you override it?
That's exactly what they did. Yeah, they found out which sensor it was, and they just bypassed it, and they've got a new one ordered, so they get that fixed too. It's just the bugs that come with the new HVAC systems. Alpha Mechanical does need a differential pressure switch to make the new chillers talk to our current system. That cost is $3,150.
That didn't get caught on the bid process.
They didn't know that it was not existing in that. They went to put the controls in, and the controls didn't talk to half the stuff. So it's because of that.
No, but that seems like that would have been picked up in the bidding process. It seems odd.
Makes you wonder sometimes people should have known something that they all bid lower than this. We didn't know that. We want to add an extra charge later. I hate to be
Doesn't make sense.
cynical, but I almost you also want to do this.
Over to the new gym, there needs to be some foundation changes made because of the final reactions that were received from the pre-engineered building manufacturer based on the equipment that we're going to be hanging, the various goals and the weights that will be going with it. That is going to be an addition of $21,000 to make the footers thicker and support the heavier steel. We did have to rework the storm sewers. You guys are aware of this one. That's what caused the tree to have to go. The fire department connection is going to be installed on the side of the building now because the Tennessee Fire Department asked for it. And the gym floor change was actually a negative. So we made $5,000 on that. So it's about a $15,000 increase at this point for the new facility to make it structurally sound and to last well into the future. So I do ask for the board's approval on those change orders tonight.
I have a motion.
I make a motion to approve those change orders.
Larry. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries 5-0.
And up last, as we've talked about, instead of going through all the building use, we've just been handling them. Here's your update. Tell City Soccer Club used the facilities last weekend for their futsal tournament. Well received. And the archery club is going to be here in the library in September for orientation and registration. Those are the two that have been approved. So that's what I have for you.
Anybody have anything else? There is no other discussion. This meeting is adjourned. Please check what needs signatures. My God, you may get some of that right. Look at that. Darn.